Hey there, I am Veronica. How are you? I'm so excited to be with you on this wonderful day. Thank you for being with me. We are celebrating 200,000 subscribers today, and it's all Goddard's birthday. How perfect of timing is that? Who could have guessed it would happen today? I had no idea what day it would happen, and I did hold a contest to see if anyone could get it. Oddly enough, no one guessed the state. The majority of guesses actually came in for Valentine's Day, but as it turns out, it turned out happening on Neville Goddard's birthday, so that's perfect. I do want to say that I opened up a special coaching bundle. The link for it is below. You can get a phone call with me and some coaching emails, and that's going to be open for the next week. I'm really excited about that. I'm excited about helping as many people as possible. All right, it looks like we've got a lot of questions. So let's answer as many as we possibly can and talk to as many people as we can. And let's have a lot of fun. Rebecca Hales is here. She has been with me for since the beginning. I appreciate it. Harpramjeet, I'm confident I said that incorrectly, but thank you. Uh, Q, we'll just call you Q. Congratulations. Did we start? We did start. It looks like people were talking before I got here. Yep, the time that it was set to was just an estimate. So, I never know exactly when I'm going to be coming online, so I am sorry if I listed a time and ended up coming on a little bit later, but I didn't know exactly when I was gonna be available this afternoon. Ryan is here. Thank you for being here, Ryan. Greetings from the Czech Republic. I would love to go to Prague. That would be absolutely amazing. And okay, well, I guess that I just am so grateful for all 200,000 of you. Actually, it's a little bit more than that now. It was 200,000 as of 12:27 PM in my time zone on February the 19th, 2024. We have done this before when we did this for 100,000. So I don't know, maybe there's some people here that were also at my 100,000 party. Now we're celebrating 200,000. So it only gets better from here. Okay. Well, let's turn this into just kind of like a live coaching show, or if you want to share anything, I'd be happy to read it. Let's just have a lot of fun and kind of soak up these wonderful, vibes of celebration. Let's celebrate on this glorious, beautiful February day, the first day of Pisces. Should be a lot of fun. Okay, and I am scrolling through actually, we're on Top Chat. Let's switch it to Live Chat because it looks like I wasn't getting all of the messages. Uh, well, I see a lot of congratulations, and I do appreciate that. Congratulations to all of you celebrating life today. And Quanster, had a chance to say that to Quanster. Janny, Frolic Angel, Nara Casey. I correctly said anything, I apologize. I try my best. I really do. Let's give a shout out to Neville Goddard. I think that I should take this as a sign to do more videos. Really inspired by him. I do have a few. I have a handful that I've made over the years, but I don't have nearly as many as I could. So I do take that as a sign to release many more. Just wanted to say that your free 10-day training was very helpful. I think that's wonderful, and in fact, if anyone watching this video has not enrolled, send Veronica. It's completely free. 10 days to manifesting a miracle. Does anyone else have a problem with the sound? Uh-oh. Oh, no. Can you not hear me? Oh, that's not good. Appreciate you letting me know, though. Are we having technical difficulties? I hope not. I know that the lighting is a little weird. The camera is also a little weird. I don't really know which side I'm on. It feels backwards for some reason. Gotta just go with it, though. Sometimes you are interrupted, your voice. Am I on a weird internet connection? I am sorry. You can blame Xfinity. Am I in Chicago now? I am in an undisclosed location. I'm not telling. I'm in a room that's blue, though, so it's a beautiful day. Yes, we can't hear you well. Oh, it's weird. It looks like the microphone is completely fine. How does everyone else can everyone else hear me? And I've got a question, but before I answer it, I'm just curious, can anyone else hear me? Or am I being interrupted? I hear you. Can you hear me good? I wonder, beautiful 10. I can hear you. You're a little crackly. Oh, okay. Well, if we are having technical difficulties, then I don't think I'll make this a long show. I'm heard. Okay. Well, I'm heard, but am I heard well? We don't know that. In any case, let's answer this question from Francine. I had 3 semi-relationships with men from my past. They all didn't work out. I am sorry to hear that. Um, ended all communication. I want to give 100% to the one. How do I find the one for me? Okay. So, I know that this can be confusing because when you consider that there's only one person for you, then there becomes super pressure. How do you know which is the right person? And what I would try to do is I would try to alleviate the pressure from yourself and instead just, listen to your intuition. Who do you feel excited to be with of these 3 people? Or do you want to try somebody completely different? I would try to think in terms of who feels right to you, what feels exciting to you. So maybe it is one of these men, maybe it's none of these. And I would start really getting in touch with how your perfect person treats you and how that feels like and how you want them to be for you. Like what the relationship look like? What kind of things do you do? Do you go on dates? Do you live together? Do you start a family together? Like, what does commitment look like to you? Or maybe you don't even want a commitment. I mean, different people have different ideas of happiness. So I'd start really tapping into instead of wondering who is the one, how does this person treat you? And then I would just kind of play it by ear, live in the moment, you know, sort of give everyone sort of an honest and don't be so quick to judge. Of course, obviously for red flags, things that wouldn't fit with your particular life and particular desires, like, I wouldn't try to force something to work, or keep an open mind and just feel what feels exciting to you and put no pressure to make a decision on this immediately and just decide that the perfect person will make himself known to you, and he will desire you just as much as you desire him, so it will be easy, it will be effortless. It will okay. I don't know if any of that was heard. How does one cope with sadness, about not successfully manifesting anything? Well, I will say that, like, maybe you haven't successfully manifested anything that you really, really want badly, but you're living and breathing, so in essence, you are a successful manifester. You manifested life. I know that may sound weird, but if you have a roof over your head, you have running water, you have a toilet that flushes. Like, those are successful manifestations. Now, that is not to discount the big things that you want. Yes, it sucks when you have not manifested the big things that you want yet. There is always tomorrow, and I would just instead of getting down on yourself and feeling sad and feeling like this moment is an error, find things to be grateful for, find things to have gratitude for, and I would, try to really appreciate what you do have in preparation for knowing that you can have more, and that, the universe loves to deliver in abundance. So I think that once you can really notice the things that you do have, pave way for more wonderful things to be happy about. I am going to cut a couple of these lights. I'm feeling it's really, really bright. It's just, like, in my eyes. Okay, let's try it. Okay. Well, it's funny, now I'm, like, shadowy. Hmm. No, we'll do partial light. It was just so bright. Okay. Uh, I am 67 and you want to be alone for the rest of your life. Of course, you don't want to be alone. And the interesting thing is that the man of your dreams doesn't want to be alone either. He needs you just as much as you need him. Start thinking of yourself as someone else's perfect fit. Instead of wondering who is the one for me, what about you being the one for someone else and being effortlessly drawn to that person? I'm gonna cut that light too. Come on, light. There we go. All right, we'll go with a little bit more natural lighting. So it's just too bright. Funny now my eyes look super dark. Oh, hi from Turkey. How do I allow the manifesting to come in? How do I let go of the need to get it and see it as done? Well, you should already see it as done. Like, you should feel the relief of existing within it. You should see it as something that is for you. You are the kind of person who already possesses this, even though you don't see it in your current reality, even though it's not there yet. You shouldn't push or force to make it happen, but rather make yourself open to it happening in the most unusual ways, in the most, unlikely of circumstances, in the most unlikely of situations. So a lot of times we think we have it all figured out. So we think the exact way that it's gonna happen, and when it's not happening in that way, we think that we're failing in some way, and then you get discouraged, and you just assume it's not happening when it probably was going to come in a way that you never could have guessed. Open, so you allow it to come in by having it open by having it come in in ways that you would have expected, in ways that you wouldn't have guessed. So sort of surrender to the fact that you don't know it all. Like, your higher self is extremely intelligent. It essentially knows it all in a way that you don't. It's not it just means that it can see from different perspectives that you can't. And remember, it's part of you, like, it's the highest part of you, so it's gonna lead you and direct you to the things that you want because it is you. It's not like this thing that's above you that gets to decide that this is what you want, even though it's not what you want. So really just try to surrender to the fact that you don't have it all figured out. Be open to it coming in ways that you never could have expected. Try to make the assumption that everything is working in your favor. Veronica, you're my favorite. Thank you. I have 2 questions for you. Yes, I would love to answer. I'm not sure if any of this is being heard, so this video may end up getting scrapped afterwards, but it's like the last chance I have to do it today, and I wanted to do it on February 19th. It is Neville Goddard's 119th birthday. I think it's really symbolic that it happened today of all days. Because it's funny because it was actually projected to happen on Friday, and it was moving along, it was moving along, it was moving along, and then suddenly, like, subscribers just stopped. It was the weirdest thing, and they just kinda halted. And instead of going like, "Oh my god, what's happening?" I resisted the urge to panic. Like, "Where's everybody going? They're all were coming in, and now it's just stopped." But now I see that it wasn't an error at all, it was perfect, and when I realized in the evening, la yesterday evening of the 18th, when I needed, like, 5 more people, and it was before midnight, I'm like, "Okay, is it gonna happen on the 18th?" And then it dawned on me what the 19th was, because I had forgotten it was Neville's birthday, and I'm like, "Oh my god, the 19th, I bet it's gonna happen on the 19th," and it did. Okay. 2 questions. Yes, to win is clapping. Hi. Amanda's, like, looking really big. What do you think of robotic affirmations? Maybe I decline to answer. I know I'll get attacked if I say I don't like them, so I don't say anything. If you like robotic affirmations, then go for it. I would focus on the feeling, and robotic implies there is no feeling, and as Neville says, feeling is the secret. So, I am not gonna say much about robotic affirmations because I don't wanna diss anyone else's technique. If it works for you, great. I would gravitate towards whatever makes you feel abundant inside and makes you feel at one with the end result. And that's all I have to say. Congratulations. I like that. We are perfect for another person. They want the very same thing as we do. Yes. A lot of times when you got to manifest your perfect love relationship, you tend to neglect the fact that you are someone else's perfect person, soulmate. Like, you're always looking for your soulmate, your dream partner, but you're that to someone else. And once you recognize that, that's when that person comes in because you make yourself a magnetic match to that perfection. Oh, wow, it keeps I'm seeing heart hands, a lot of heart hands. I like that. I already read that one. Congratulations, beautiful, you deserve the growth. Thank you. Can we all just appreciate that Veronica's the least toxic teacher? Oh, thank you. I like to be called least toxic, that is nice. No toxicity here. Toxicity? I feel like that's a song. Was that a song? If someone could please, let me know if I'm right. I feel like that was a song a long time ago. You are being heard. Great. Okay, thank you. I hope this is not tiring for you. It's not. I wish that I could get rid of the light that's above me, though, because it is shining really brightly in my eyes. So I wish that I could turn that off. Let's see. Look, the color of my eyes changed. This is the real color of my eyes. I realized when I got this new light set up that you never actually see the real color of my eyes because I never actually have proper lighting. The color of my eyes is actually really told by my eye doctor that I have the rarest color eyes, which is amber. And in all of my videos, most of the time, my eyes are brown, and they're not. So you know what? I'm just gonna turn it on because it makes my eyes look the way they really do, and look also super pale, but that's okay. Uh, let's see. Okay, I'm being heard. Esther Hicks. Let's talk about Esther Hicks. We don't hear about her often. When is her birthday, by the way? Does anyone know? I really don't know. Says people smoking cigarettes as humans attempt to fill the void between them and source when we're in a lower state. That is interesting. A bit like when people overeat. You know what? I've never heard this take on this before. Um, let's see, how to become a non-smoker. You know what? Personally, and I don't know if I've ever told this story before, but I tried to be a smoker and I failed at it. There was a girl that offered me a cigarette, and I pretended that I knew how to smoke, and I didn't. And she said that I was smoking so ridiculously, I should never touch a cigarette again, and I never did. I was bullied into not smoking. I tried to be a smoker, but I got bullied into not smoking. So, that is my smoking story. I have, though, suffered with, overeating. I did weigh 300 pounds at one time, and you don't get to be 300 pounds without so I can identify with the tendency to overeat. I'm no longer an binge overeater, but yes, I was at one point. Clearly, like I said, you don't get to be 300 pounds without overeating, at least a couple of times. I would say that sort of like a lazy way to connect with that feeling, like, you know, kind of tap into that feeling of being at one, I guess, source. I don't really understand this verbiage, probably saying it wrong. But in my take from this is sort of with your higher self, connecting with your creative energy, connecting with that, you know, that miraculous feeling within you, and I could see where kind of like partaking in these vices, even could be kind of like a way to sort of like the romance, you know, way to reaching states. But all it ends up doing is kind of creating a barrier between being able to tap into that part of you. It's like you've blocked it off in a sense. I would say that whenever you have the tendency to yourself, what you're trying to accomplish, and is there a more productive way to do this? It's kind of like visualizing. I think a lot of people don't wanna visualize because it takes effort. And, you know, it's a lot easier to just pick up a cigarette, or it's a lot easier to overeat than it is to thoughtful, conscious decisions and visualize, essentially, you know, do the things that are going to bring about positive change. And I think that that's why so many people remain stuck is because they take, you know, the lazy route. It's a lot easier to think negative thoughts than it is to think about what you really want. It's a lot easier to be stuck in fear than it is to, you know, think creatively. It's a lot easier to remain in your patterns of lack than it is to create from an abundant standpoint. Like, it's so much easier to create from the past than it is to create from a blank slate of what you actually want. So, you know, it takes effort, but ask yourself, who do you want to be? Do you want to be the smoker or the one that's sort of blocking off that creative flow for the rest of your life? Or do you want to be the success? You know, it takes effort. People who are successful have made the effort. It didn't happen because they were lazy. It didn't happen because they fell back on old habits. It didn't happen. You know, it happened through a conscious choice of desiring a better outcome. And so just logically ask yourself, and if you have to have a day where you're smoking, that's okay. Let's try to choose better for most of the time. It always works with you, Veronica. Esther is born March 5th. Esther is a Pisces. Got a lot of Pisces here. Okay. Uh, oh, congrats. Veronica from Canada. Love your You Are Affirmations videos. I'm very appreciative of what you do. Thank you. Let's see. Gold eyes. I guess they are gold. Kinda like cats. Kind of have cat eyes. Thank you indeed. Thank you so much for all. So lovely. I guess people can hear me. I'm sorry if anyone can't hear me. I probably need to get a new microphone. I finally got proper lights, so get a proper microphone at some point. Are you going to make a video about reverse aging? Yeah, I want to make reverse aging videos. That's a really good idea. I mean, it's basically, your body is going to respond to how you feel about yourself. So if you feel old, I mean, there's people who are 20 years old that look like they're, in their 60s that have gray hair and lines all over their face. And then there's somebody who's 60 that looks 20. So it's how you feel about yourself. It's not plastic surgery because there's plenty of people who have plastic surgery that just look ridiculous. So it's nothing to do with plastic surgery. It has to do with how you feel inside and how you treat your body, how much you love yourself, and how much you care for yourself, and your body will in fact respond. Okay. I like Abraham's downstream method. I do know that actually. I have heard her talk about that. It is fun. I do like that. I don't know a lot of Abraham's stuff, but I have actually heard that one before. You are affirmations, Veronica does are so good. It's easier to believe something that someone else is telling about herself, and that is true. We tend to take to heart the things that other people tell us, whether good or bad. For some reason, it sticks more. I don't know why, and that's why I do like the You Are affirmations. And I am affirmations, I feel like everyone does those, and there's nothing wrong with those, and I like them too. I just have more fun with, like, "Wouldn't it be lovely?" or "What if?" or, yeah, I even say things like "maybe." It just feels like I'm having a conversation with myself, and it tends to stick better because it's, like, something I'm contemplating instead of something I'm, like, forcing myself to believe, like, "I am," and you feel the complete opposite. You're saying, "I am." It sounds like you're trying to use force and will to make yourself believe something that wouldn't otherwise be true. Having some sort of, like, rainbow glare on my face. Oh, that's because I have a crystal lamp that's right in front of me. Kinda fun. I, like, kinda look it looks like my frequency just increased. Like, you can see my frequency increasing in real time. Look, I'm glittery now. It was completely accidental. Okay. Congratulations on the subscriber amount. I am super excited about it too. 200,000. I mean, it feels like we were just here for 100,000. Now we're here for 200,000, and I plan on being here for 300, 400, 500, then we'll hit the millions. We will have a big party for 1,000,000. Okay. It's coming. Sunshine, we got hearts and hands. What's your birthday date, Veronica? It just happened. It was the 1st of February. I bring in February, so I'm February along with Neville. I had a great birthday. It was absolutely wonderful. I celebrate for the week before and the entire month of February. In fact, a lot of times on leap year, because I am born on the 1st day of February, I will celebrate my birthday on the last day of February, and it's fun to do it on February 29th because leap year doesn't always come along. Okay, congrats. I'm here for it. Sunny. When you manifest SP, specific person. Do you like to focus more on self-concept? Yes, please focus on self-concept or more on the story with the person. Honestly, what's your go-to method? The story with the person, like, the story with the person has already been told. You've already identified who the person is. You do not need to keep reinforcing who this person is, and I think that's where a lot of people go wrong because they end up placing this person on a pedestal because they, like, think that they have to make this person at the heart of the story or else they're gonna get, like, a substitute, manifestation. Doesn't happen that way. Be more relaxed and more free. Like, don't be so afraid to not think about your person that all you do is obsess about them, and then it's like you smother it and you keep them far, far away from you when they would otherwise be in your life. Like, they're just a person. You've identified you wanna be with this person. Okay, great. but your self-concept has to match being in a successful love relationship or being desired in the same way. If you don't have that, like, you're not gonna manifest anyone, let alone your specific person. Thank you, lovely Rebecca Hales. Thank you. You are very lovely too, and I'm so happy that you're here. You've been around for a very long time. It is much appreciated. What ifs are the best. I say when I'm driving, like my own radio station, that's a really productive way to drive. Are you mostly super positive as you are when you show up on your videos? You know what? It is not a natural default thing. In fact, I have plenty of old video footage from 20 years ago of me being not very positive at all, and I've been tempted to show them. It's very embarrassing, though. Videos where I'm just having meltdowns, crying. This is when I was going through hurricanes, and I was all by myself, and I was not happy. I was frustrated, I was exhausted, I was crying my eyes out, I was just, like, screaming because I just had had enough of it. And, like, I was determined at the time, but at the time, I didn't realize that that your attitude had everything to do with it. Like, I would react to my circumstances as opposed to seeing beyond them and creating my inner state based on who I truly wanted to be. Like, it was a time in my life where I couldn't see myself as a success unless I actually was a success, but I didn't know at the time that I would never be a success unless I could first identify myself as one beforehand. So it's like a little backwards as to how we're taught, kind of have to retrain ourselves to think in new ways, and again, it takes effort. Like, it doesn't come naturally. I don't think anyone is naturally a positive person because it takes more effort, and by nature, our bodies want to be as lazy as possible and do as little work as possible. So by default, we want to be lazy. We don't wanna be positive. Positivity and optimism and constructive thinking and creativity, that all takes effort. Does it become easier the more you do it? Yes, but at first, it's just gonna feel, not like what you're supposed to be doing. It's gonna feel like it's out of your comfort zone. It's just gonna feel weird. It takes effort. I mean, it's as we spoke of before, it's a lot easier to smoke all the cigarettes than it is to, lead a healthy lifestyle. It's a whole lot easier to eat at McDonald's every single night than it is to, exercise, take care of yourself, eat healthy. Like, which one's easier? If I do a revision of my SP and focus on our news story, when is the best time to detach? You're already supposed to be detaching. That is the great secret. I know it almost feels like you're supposed to visualize and then you detach, but detachment is like your detachment of the pain, of the struggle, of the need. So, focusing on the news story should feel very light and flowy and easy. Like, it should feel very effortless, very, lovely, very much without restrictions and limitations. So it just feels like it's flowing. Oh, my light almost just came down. Okay, be careful with that, can't use the hands too much, I'll knock things over. Okay, so detaching is like think of detaching not as in not thinking about this person, but rather how you think about them. So you're detaching from the desperation from them. You're not desperate for this person. You desire them, but you're okay. You're okay without them, like, you really are. And that is the reason why most people don't get their specific person is because they refuse to feel that they're okay without them, and they refuse to consider other options because they think if they're considering other options, then I'm, like, tricking them and saying, "Well, manifesting doesn't really work. You can't really have your specific person." And that's why Veronica is telling me to try out other options. I'm not. I'm trying to put you in control of the situation. If you feel like this is the only person that can ever make you happy, you don't have any control. You're just at their mercy because you can't be happy until you're with them. But if you're like, "I am happy now, I would love them, but I don't need them, and I'm going to look at other options and let the best person in my heart." What ends up happening is you get your that specific person, and any success story you read is going to have a version of that laid out at you. You never hear a success story in the other method. Like the other method, those are the people that have been doing this for a while and they finally give up and feel very badly for those people. Congratulations. Oh, wow, there's a lot of, questions. And I am loving this, like, glitter. It's not a filter. This is just lighting that just happened by accident. My glitter face. Okay. Oh, someone has a question about a math exam, and I'm a bit stressed out. Okay. I've been there, done that. I had plenty of exams I was stressed out about, and actually grades that I manifested change in. I had one that I failed, and I manifested getting it changed. So, you know what? Remind yourself your life is still gonna be amazing, no matter what happens on this math exam. Don't let this math exam control you to such a level that you feel like it's the end of the world. Like, feel like you're still gonna get your dream life, whatever happens with this math exam, and you know what ends up happening when you do that? You take the pressure off of the math exam, and then you end up doing really well on it because it no longer feels like this thing that has to happen or otherwise it's the end of the world. I do have to wrap up soon. I'm having so much fun, though. Can I manifest my cavity gone? Yes. Although I am not a fan of rejecting, medical solutions that exist. Like, I really feel like if a medical solution exists, take it. If you do not have the money to pay for a dentist, still don't shun the idea of having a dentist do it. I'm sure that there are stories of, medical things where things magically fix themselves. Personally, I have never done that in all of my medical manifestations. Well, I guess so, my burn, didn't actually really do anything for the burn, it just kind of healed. But in terms of, like, after I lost a massive amount of weight, I went to a doctor, I manifested the money to have a doctor fix me up again. I didn't like my skin didn't just magically sew itself back together. But I mean, do what feels right for you. Just don't shun like a physical solution, like a 3D solution. If there's a dentist that wants to fix your tooth, don't shun it because then you think it's not manifested because it's like a physical thing that happened. Just take it and have the cavity be gone. Okay. Okay. Someone retracted their message. Now the microphone glitches. Well, thank you so much for being here. Well, someone has everything going wrong in life right now. I feel bad. You know what? I am giving you a big hug right now. You came here for a reason. It's gonna be okay. And I'm sorry about your loved ones being unwell. And it sounds awful. It sounds like you're going through a lot. And I hope everyone here too is sending you good wishes too. Things can get better. Ask your higher self for answers. The universe, God, whatever you wanna call it. Just ask to be led to solutions, and you'd be amazed that miracles will find a way to you. Well, thank you so much, all 200,000 of you. I doubt all of you are going to watch this video, but I hope I can get a lot of new people in the process. I cannot wait to celebrate 300,000 of you. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all.